Hi, my name is Kaylaspence, and today we'll be talking about Zendaya.
Kat, what the fuck is your problem? You're being a bad friend now. You were a bad friend to me, and this whole new personality is seriously unlikable.
Hi, welcome to the Honey Girl Culture channel. If you don't know, my name is Kaylaspence. I'm a 21-year-old college student, and I talk about people's lives and also TV shows. If you haven't already, please go check out my videos where I talk about the first 3 episodes of Euphoria. I also did a video on Chloe and Halle, Olivia Rodrigo, and Alexi Dima. If you want to go check those out. I have many more videos coming in the future, so stay tuned to that. But today, we'll be talking about Miss Zendaya Coleman, so let's get into it. Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman was born September 1st, 1996 in Oakland, California. Her father's name was Kanzembe Agmu Coleman, and her mother's name was Claire Stormer, and they are both teachers. Her father is of African descent, while her mother is of German and Scottish descent. If you are not aware, Zendaya does have siblings. Now, this is something, like, she doesn't really ever talk about her siblings in the media, and that's probably just to keep their privacy. But I'll put a picture up on the screen right now, which will be showing us all of her siblings. This is them when they were younger. She has a sister named Kaylee, a brother named Austin. Then we have her mother, Claire, and Kanzembe. We have Zendaya in her mother's arms. Annabella, Julian, and Katiana. I have never in my life seen her in pictures with her siblings. I never heard her talk about her siblings. A lot of people just assume that she's an only child, but no, she has like a whole family. Growing up, Zendaya did a lot of performing in her school, whether that be her being in plays, being in dance groups. She was always that kid that always kind of liked to be in entertainment. She liked to have fun. She liked to, be on stage a lot. At the age of 6, Zendaya and her 2 friends decided to put on this play at Shakespearean Theater, and she was able to do it because her mother was a manager there. So Zendaya has always, since she was a child, has always been kind of on stage, front and center, present, and we see that with her today. When Zendaya was 8 years old, she ended up joining this dance group. They were called Future Shock Oakland, and she was a part of this dance group for 3 years. I will put a video up on the screen. I'm not sure if this is from the exact dance, but this is her when she was younger dancing, and I'm just going to assume that this is the group that she was dancing with. And then 2 years, she was at the Academy of Hawaii, where she took hula dancing, which is so random, but she was hulaing. While she was at Oakland School, she was in many different productions, such as Once on This Island, where she played a mouse. And in Palo Alto, she played a character named Joe in Caroline or Change, which the role was officially for a male, but I guess turned into a female for her. In the 7th grade, Zendaya and her family decided to make the decision to move to LA, most likely to give her more opportunities while she was out there, while she was in LA, being a regular teen, but also having her entertainment career. She graduated from Oakland High School. Now we're going to move on to her actual career, which will range from 2009 to 2015. Zendaya started off her career in LA by doing small stuff such as modeling for fashion campaigns such as Old Navy and Macy's. You see a lot of people, I think Britney Spears did this, where they started off doing, these little like commercials, and then eventually they got something big. So that's what she started off doing, as being a fashion model. She was also a background dancer in a Sears and a toy commercial. In the year 2009, she ended up being featured in a Kids Bop music video, which I know she did an interview and she was talking about this. And she was like, please, nobody ever bring that up, that I was in a Kids. Not that she was embarrassed to be in the video, but like she was young. You know how when you're young, like, I don't want people to know what I was doing. So yeah, she was in the Kids Bop video. And I'll put a snippet of the video on the screen if you want to see that. And also in the year 2009, Disney was creating this show called Shake It Up. At the time, before the show actually aired, it was actually called Dance Dance, which is so stupid. But it was called Dance Dance Shake It Up Chicago at the time. When she went in to audition, she went in audition as Cece Jones, not Rocky Blue, which is the character that she ended up playing. But obviously we know that the role of Cece Jones was given to Bella Thorne, and then she ended up playing the best friend, which was Rocky Blue. They were both, I believe, 13-year-old dancers on this dance show called Shake It Up. So they were juggling dancing, but also, you know, being in school. So it was kind of like a Step It Up, but for Disney. For her audition, when she was auditioning for the role of Rocky Blue, she performed Michael Jackson's Leave Me Alone dance, which if I can find the audition tape, I'll put it on, but I don't think I'll be able to find it. The show Shake It Up ended up premiering November 7, 2010. It raked in 6.7 million views for the premiere and ended up being the second highest ranking show to ever get that high of a premiere in Disney history, which is actually pretty incredible. So while acting, Zendaya was also getting into music, trying to get her music out there. So she ended up making a promotional record which came out in 2011, and her song that was like the premiere for it was Swag It Out, which was a very popular song. I don't know about y'all, but when I was young, I was vibing to Disney, and especially Zendaya. I loved that song Swag It Out. I loved Replay. She had like really good music, and I feel like now since she's an actress, people kind of forget like, oh shit, like Zendaya was a whole musician, but she had like some fire ass music. Like I don't think that's talked about enough. In June of 2011, Zendaya ended up working with Bella Thorne, and they made a song called Watch Me, which premiered, like I said, in 2011, and it ended up being on the Billboard chart number 86. This was a very popular song that was always on Shake It Up. Every time they had a dance, an audition, they always played this song. And I didn't even realize that they sung it until I was doing research. I was like, oh, I don't know why I didn't know that, but I did not know that. Her first ever film role was in the 2016 movie Frenemies, which was basically kind of like these different lives of these teenagers, and like it was kind of like short stories kind of, but it was with her and Bella Thorne, and there was other people in it. I totally forgot. That guy from Everything, he was in there too. There was other people. Zendaya also released other songs called Fashion Is My Kryptonite, Same Heart, and Made in Japan. In February 29th of 2012, she also ended up making a song called Something to Dance For, which she also made with Bella, and it also ended up being on Live to Dance, which is kind of like I think, something like that. The year of 2012, since her music was doing so well, she ended up being signed to Hollywood Records, and she also appeared in season 16 of Dancing with the Stars, and we all know that she did not win. I don't know who won that season. I didn't even watch I don't even watch Dancing with the Stars like that, but I saw her clip, and I cannot believe she didn't win. Obviously, it was a total scam, but she was on there, and a lot of people, I see a lot of people were sharing those clips of her dancing on there. I think people forget that she was even on the show. On September 17th, 2013, Zendaya released her debut album, and this was preceded by Replay, which came out in 2013, which was also her other popular song, which I love, by the way. Zendaya has some bops. She was really that girl. She was not given the cred. In August of 2013, she was cast as Zoe in the movie Zapped, which is about a girl who has this phone or something, and she ends up being able to like control guys, I think, and it's real good, girl. It's real good. Y'all should check it out. In the same month after, well, this is now, I think, around 2017, 2016. Shake It Up had been off the air for a couple of years. I think at this time she was kind of just focusing on her music career and, you know, guest premiering at other places. She ended up being cast as this character named Katie, who was going to be in a show called Super Awesome Katie. But the show ended up being changed to Casey Undercover, where she played Casey, a teenage spy who went on missions with her parents. I don't know if this is true or not, but I keep seeing this on Instagram. somebody was saying that when they were putting the cast together, Zendaya vouched for, like, she wanted like a black family, which I don't know if that was true or not. I keep seeing that all over Instagram. I also, in the year, this is out of order, but just to say this, in 2014 she ended up also guest premiering on Project Runway, and now we're going to lead into her first kind of, like, I would say, controversy. In February of 2015, a woman named Juliana, something starts with the last name starts with an R. I know her. She's always on E! News. She made some dumbass comment about how Zendaya's hair smelled like weed and patchouli oil. I will put the picture up on the screen. So this is when Zendaya went to the 87th Academy Awards, and she had the dreads in her hair, and it very much was obviously a racist comment, you know, because I guess maybe because of Bob Marley, because, you know, Bob Marley had had dreads, and he smoked drugs, so she was just doing some real racist shit. And Zendaya, you know, Zendaya never ever talks out on the media, like, she just lets them run their mouths. But I guess maybe because she was young, or maybe because it was her first controversy, she ended up making a comment saying, she basically went to Instagram and addressed the situation and pointed out that many successful people have locks and it has nothing to do with drugs. Very much wrapped her up with class. In that same year, Mattel ended up giving her a Barbie doll, which was her with the white dress and the dreads at the 87th Academy Awards. So it was kind of like a fuck you, girl, because she got a doll. And this may not be something people know. I did not know this until I was doing research. In 2016, she made a song with Chris Brown called Something New. I'm going to put a little video up on the screen. I don't know if this was, they said this is the official video, but she's not even singing the words. It's just kind of like meshed up parts. So, yeah, I did not know she made a song with Chris Brown, child. And not Chris Brown being in hot water. We're not going to talk about that. Just go to Twitter. Now we're going to move on to 2016 to what's happening now here in 2022. In the same year of 2015, when she was cast as a guest on Project Runway, she also ended up auditioning to play Mary Jane, aka MJ, in Spider-Man Homecoming, starring alongside her now boyfriend Tom Holland. If I can find stuff, I'll put it on the screen. But when she was cast to play MJ, a lot of the Caucasian girls and guys were mad because, as you know, MJ is a white girl with red hair and Zendaya is a biracial woman with brown hair, and they were just like, I cannot believe that they're putting blacks in the MCU. I just cannot fathom. And the girls were very much mad, but it ended up being a success because every single Spider movie has been doing well, and, you know, she's been getting all these deals and she's out here racking up the coins, so obviously someone liked it. And she played a really good MJ, by the way, so I don't know why the girls was hating. The film grossed $117 million in the first week of it being in the theaters. And in that same year, she ended up performing in Bruno Mars's video Versace on the Floor, which I didn't know either. So they had just been doing all this stuff, and I just have not been knowing. Bruno Mars, Kids Bop. In December of 2017, she ended up being cast in the musical The Greatest Showman, which was about, I don't know what his name was, but he was like the first guy to like ever own a circus. And she ended up playing a character named Ann Wheeler. I'll put her up on the screen, who was this black trapeze artist who ended up falling in love with Zac Efron's character, but due to her being black and him being white and this being like the 30s, it was frowned upon. Interracial relationships were frowned upon. So that's what the movie's about. I did go see it when it came out. I was in high school and I did like it. I enjoyed it fully. When the movie came out, it very much ended up being met with mixed reviews, but it ended up being the third high grossing movie of that year. So, you know, the girls was yapping, but the views were talking. People might not know this, but in September of 2018, an animated movie called Smallfoot came out, and she played a character called Yeti Michi alongside, oh my god, I forgot his name, but I'm going to put it on the screen and you'll know who it is. But this is like a little animated thing that she did. I don't think it was that big of a deal because I never heard of it. It's probably on Disney or something. In the year of 2019, Zendaya ended up being cast as Rue Bennett in the HBO original series Euphoria, created by Sam Levinson. If you're not aware of this, there is a show called Euphoria. It was an Israeli TV series. I don't know if it was the same as this Euphoria. They're now making season 2, which, if you don't know, I make weekly videos where I talk about the episodes. If you want to see me watch that, you can go watch it. It's on my channel right now. It's the first 3 episodes. I'll be making the 4th episode coming out next week. But she played Rue Bennett, a 17-year-old drug addict who just cannot stop taking drugs. The show is very popular, but it is met with a lot of criticism due to a lot of nudity, unnecessary nudity. Even though these are adults playing teenagers, these are still teenagers, and you're sexually exploiting teenagers. People feel like it's exploiting drug abuse, and it's just a whole lot going on. But the show's still popular, and everybody watches it, so... Ben Travers of IndieWire wrote that she adds heartbreaking lividity to moments when her spiraling characters feel invincible instead of fragile. For her astonishing and memorizing part of playing Rue, which was a quote given by Rebecca Donaldson of The Guardian, Zendaya ended up winning her first Primetime Emmy Award playing Rue Bennett on Euphoria, and she is the youngest person to ever win the award. It was such a big moment. I remember it was all over Twitter. It was crazy. But she really did deserve that because she played Rue. Nobody can play Rue but Z. She played Rue to the T. That acting, that crying, when she was banging on the door for Fez, I was here for it. I believed it. I believed it. In the year 2019, she came back to the Marvel Universe, playing MJ again in Spider-Man Far From Home. This movie also was a huge success that year. It was the 4th high-grossing movie of that year. Also in 2019, she attended the 2019 Met Gala, where she came dressed up as Cinderella, and we see her on the red carpet with, I think that's Darnell, if I'm not sure, the guy waving the wand, and her dress smokes and it creates this beautiful blue gown. It was very gorgeous. Everybody talked about it for weeks. It was the most popular outfit at the Met Gala in 2019, and she did that. Now we're going to move on to the year 2021, and we're going to talk about what she was doing during that time. In 2021, Zendaya starred in a film called Malcolm and Marie alongside John David Washington, which is the son of Denzel Washington. She played Marie, he played Malcolm. It was about this couple. I believe he was a screenwriter, and Zendaya played Marie, who was like an actress but also a recovering addict. And the whole point of the film was to have these 2 characters in this house. They can't go anywhere, and it's just them having a conversation. It's an hour and a half. I watched it. I liked it. It was written and directed by Sam Levinson, the creator of Euphoria, and the music was done by LaBrith. This film was also met with criticism because Zendaya was 24 when she did this film, and John David Washington is like 36, 37. So people kind of felt like it was weird how they had this huge age gap between each other. Like, why would they have her be super duper young and him super duper old? They could have picked somebody who was near her age or picked somebody near his age. But I do think that when Sam Levinson created this, he created it solely for Zendaya. Like, I think she was always supposed to be the person to play Marie, and then Malcolm just kind of came along. But, you know, take it how you want it. I liked it. I thought it was a phenomenal little film, and it was in black and white, so it was really cool, and I enjoyed it. So this film was shot during the height of COVID-19 during 2021, so they were the only cast members. It was Zendaya, John David, and it was Sam, and then they had a few people on set, but it was very much like a very small amount of people were doing this film. So it was pretty incredible that they shot this during COVID, during a horrific time, and we're still dealing with it today. Her doing the film during COVID-19 and it being a success on Netflix, she ended up getting a huge financial bonus from the show, and she ended up sharing some of the money with a organization called Feeding Americans, which obviously feeds starving children. So I thought that was very generous of her to do, especially during a time where a lot of people didn't have jobs and they couldn't afford food. And, you know, it was just kind of like a nice thing to do during such a devastating time. This is a quote that was about Malcolm and Marie, and it basically says, it's by a man named Peter DeBrunge who works for Variety magazine. He praised Zendaya for wearing Marie's fragility on the surface, only to reveal the character's strength through reaction shots and silence. In April 2021, Zendaya ended up playing Lola Bunny in the new Space Jam Legacy, which was starring LeBron James. This was kind of like a reboot of, you know, Michael Jordan playing in Space Jam back in the 90s. This movie was also met with mixed reviews because they felt that Zendaya didn't really play Lola Bunny well, and the reason was because, you know, usually when voice actors play characters, they disguise their voices, or they have certain type of voices that are just so good for characters, for animated characters. And for Zendaya, she played this character, but she didn't really have the voice, and it sounded like her, and it just threw people off, and a lot of people didn't like it. But the movie did well. People saw it, you know. A lot of people didn't like it. They felt it was cringy, just something to throw out there. But, you know, they have fun, and that's what's more important. So in 2021, she ended up playing Chani in Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which was written by, oh my God, I forgot his name. And I have the book on my shelf. It's over there, and I forgot his name. Frank Herbert. It was written, I believe, in 1967. It's a sci-fi novel. I read 20 pages and I stopped, and it wasn't because the book was boring. It was just because at the time I did not feel like reading sci-fi, but it's pretty good so far. What I read from the book, I liked it. Even for a book written in the 60s by a white man, it was pretty banging. I will be finishing the book this year, and I will be watching the film this year. In the year 2021, she came back for a third time and played MJ in Spider-Man Far From Home, which Spider-Man No Way Home. It's just too much. I have not watched this movie. I was supposed to go see with my brother, but I'm on a tight budget, and the budget was not budgeting for this, so I did not see it. So don't be leaving spoilers in the comms, because your girl may go see it. I think it's still in theaters. Marvel movies be in theaters for like 10 months, child. They do not be playing. Talk about Zendaya's up and coming projects and what we're going to see from her in the future. As of September of 2020, she was cast as Ronette's front woman named Ronnie Spector in Spector's memoir Be My Baby. And also since 2017, she's supposed to produce and star in A White Lie as a woman named Anita Hemmings, who was half black, half white, but she basically was like Meghan Markle, where she could pass for a white woman. And she ended up going to college at Vassar College back in 1897, and she was actually the first, I believe, black woman to graduate from college. And her husband, who she married and had kids with, he also was biracial, but he passed as a white man. Which is crazy as hell, but there's a lot of biracial people that can pass as white people. This has been going on since 2017. I don't know where the film is at. I don't know if it's still coming out, but this is what the girls had online. And then for the Be My Baby with her playing Ronnie Spector, that's been going on since 2020. I haven't heard anything about that either, so that could still be coming out. You know, she had a million projects going on in 2020, 2021, and with this whole COVID thing. So these projects could still come out. It'd probably just be a while till they come out. And with the success of Dune back in November 2021, she is coming back to play Chani in Dune 2, which will be coming out, I believe, October 23rd, 2023. It will be coming out, so stay tuned for that. It's not coming back October 23rd. It's October 20th, 2023 is when the new Dune's coming out. And that is all we have for Zendaya today. I pulled up all the research I could. I will not I guess we could talk about her and Tom Holland. They ended up dating, I believe, last year. Some photos were leaked of them kissing in the car, and then next thing you know, they come out as a couple. I know there was a woman, I forgot her name, but if I find her, I'll put her on the screen, where she thought that Zendaya and Tom should not be in a relationship because it would mess up business. But as we see, they have been successful in their relationship. I wish them the best. Yes, that's the end of this video of talking about Zendaya. I hope you liked it. I hope I gave you a good story. I hope you enjoyed it. Took me about 2 months to finish this because I did have to research, and then I dipped and I just finished it yesterday. So thank you for watching this video. If you don't know, I read. Obviously, I have a book channel called honeygirlbooks where I talk about everything book related. If you want to follow that channel, it'll be in the description box below. If you want to follow any of my social medias, Twitter, Instagram, if you want to follow my Goodreads, which will show you what I'm reading, all that will be in the description box below. If you did not know, I'm a writer. I write on Wattpad, Inkitt, Piano, and Booknet. If you want to read any of my books, you can. Please read them. They're good. I like them. Obviously, I wrote them. I think you girls should check it out. If there's any videos that you want me to do, anybody you're like, oh, this looks interesting, please let me know. And that's all I've got to say. So hope you guys have a good weekend, and deuces.
Kat, what the fuck is your problem? You're being a bad friend now. You are a bad friend to me, and this whole new personality is seriously unlikable. World Store!
Why? Because I won't sit and listen to you bitch and moan about your psychotic, abusive boyfriend who you've literally broken up with 1,000 times.
It was literally the lowest point in my life.